other than I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Okay? From a critical thinking standpoint, it's still not, it's not plausible to me. It's not believable to me. And there's a reason why, but the way that John is presenting what he's supposedly found out or supposedly dealt with or what these other people are coming forward to him about, it just makes it sound untrue to me. And I still think he's lying, okay? And there's a couple reasons why. I guess I don't know. I wrote these notes down because I've tried to film this video several times and I got really irritated and upset, and I went off on tangents about honesty and how people that do what John is doing really invalidate people that are really going through something like this. And I honestly don't think that he has gone through this with Peter. I think that the evidence that he shared or the receipts, I think it's bullshit. Okay? Not impressed, not convinced. And the reason why is that the reason why I believe this isn't true coming from John about Peter is because he is using textbook symptoms of character assassination. But I'm going to link the paper that I read, and it's disappointing that somebody that I'm as fond of as Peter has to deal with somebody I think is so manipulative like John. But I'm just going to go off some key points. So one of the key points that they did talk about that a lot of people, and like political icons, career icons, music artists, TV people, stuff like that you would look up to or is in the limelight, that you would do against them to, complete your goal of character assassination and eventually destroying their life, which is what John is trying to do, especially since he brought Peter's career into it, which is a whole nother matter. But let me read this first. All right, so the first key point that I want to go over is sexual deviance. And this is one of the key ways that someone who is trying to completely destroy someone else's life and image goes about reaching the completion of their goal. This is what I wrote. So, since this is a view that John is coming from, it is extremely serious. And I don't know how to express how serious that really is and how disgusting that is, because you're upset with somebody because they critiqued your makeup, which we all know hasn't been doing the best. I mean, people have been burnt. I'm not going to get into that. Whatever. Not only is he saying that Peter has harassed him, he's saying that others were harassed, and there was even violent action hinted on towards them because of Peter's apparent sexual nature. And getting into that, I don't even know what to say. It really feeds into my second point, but John came out of the gate talking about Peter, harassing him and trying to glean, I guess, a sexual relationship from it. Peter said this was going to happen. He said, come with the receipts, because you don't have any. You don't have any that you can honestly prove. And he's right, because John doesn't have any that he can truly prove. He has some that, I guess if you're really trying to be completely open-minded and not look at John's recurrent history of lying and manipulation, that you could possibly at least take seriously for a little while, but you couldn't walk in off the street and say, this is true, so I'm going to hate this person and send them hate mail. But that point, the first point of sexual deviance, feeds into my second point, which is anonymous lies, which is also in the paper. This is an action in which anonymous testimonials containing inflammatory ideals and language and actions are pushed to the public, claiming to be a victim of said subject of character destruction, which is what John is doing. John is taking these anonymous testimonials, and he's pushing them to his viewers and the people that are watching him and his subscribers. He's saying, this is what people have told me. I can't reveal my sources, but this is what people have anonymously told me about Peter. And the thing that really invalidates those sources is the fact that the few people that we could talk to that he said were involved said he was lying. The people that were actually, also in the public eye, that even if they did come forward for something like that, probably wouldn't be judged as harshly as someone like that Instagram guy that he said came forward wouldn't be judged. You see what I'm saying? They said he was lying and they had no involvement. Okay? And that's why it's hard for me to, from a critical thinking standpoint, believe anything that John is saying at this point. What I find suspect about John's receipts is that they are all anonymous and they constantly hit on the Dom and BDSM lifestyle. That is really people don't talk like that to each other, okay? If somebody's coming forward to somebody else about sexual abuse, they're not going to be like, he was really dom to me, or aggressive would be the word that I would use if I was going through something like that. And I have gone through that with my friends, where my friends have come forward. I've heard the way that people talk about their struggle to other people, and they don't fit your narrative. It's convenient that all these little sources fit John's narrative. So don't even get me started on that. But that even feeds into another point in this paper called demonizing labels. Alright? This is a tactic that he is using to paint Peter as a monster and a controlling type of entity. What he's doing when he does this is he's giving Peter a specific label. Like all this violence that he claimed was on Peter's Tumblr before, Peter deleted it, I guess. Or, how he's BDSM or he's dumb or blah, 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 blah. Petty Page said this in her video, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. Like, even if it's not your cup of tea, if it's legal and it's not hurting anybody, it's okay to be a free-minded sexual being. Okay? I might not buy into the dom lifestyle, but that doesn't make it wrong. So to use that term is disgusting. It really is. It blows my mind how you could use something and just blow it completely out of proportion. And that really goes into why I think that if that was Peter's Tumblr, because I really didn't research it, so I can't say whether it was or not, but if it was Peter's Tumblr, I completely understand him deleting it. Because John is so manipulative. I mean, you can see from the way that he's still spinning this out of control, that he's still trying to use that Tumblr with those sexual images that we've seen were of age adults. Younger, but not underage. Of age adults who were younger in sexual, situations. And he's using that as his narrative to claim that Peter is something that he's not. And while I'm at it, Tumblr is a very strict platform. And for him to say that is complete bullshit. Okay, I do know people that watch a good bit of pornography on Tumblr. I'm not personally one of those people, but I do know a lot of people. I mean, I have a lot of guy friends. Guys do that. Girls do that. We all do that. And Tumblr is extremely strict. Okay? Tumblr does not put up with any kind of child pornography or anything like that on there. If they find it, they will delete it. And this is not saying that my friends watch that. I'm saying my friends have seen it, reported it, it's been deleted. They handle it. That's not something that they play around with on these platforms. So for him to say that it's not regulated is bullshit. Alright, so and I already went over, the only people that we could have followed through with on the situation that John said were affected by Peter have said that he was lying. And his manipulation is just, it's amazing to me how anybody buys his stories anymore, honestly. Especially when he's talking about, oh, well, I didn't want to make any money off of it, so I put it on my unlisted. No, you knew you was going to receive a strike. Which you did. Which you knew was going to happen. Okay? That's why you put it on your unlisted channel. Your second channel, and that's why it was unlisted. Because you knew what was going to happen. You knew when you made that video what was going to happen. I mean, I ask everybody to really step back. Step back from the situation. Pull any emotional ties out that you have from either person just for a second. And analyze them from their track record. From what you know of them. From what they've done, what they've dealt with other people, things that they've said that you might have not liked or very much followed. Pay attention and use critical thinking and realize that John is manipulating everything that he can. He's making stuff up. I mean, I honestly believe that he bullshitted those screenshots. I do. I believe that he lied. Okay? I do. I believe that wholeheartedly. I love Peter. I follow Peter, and he does not genuinely seem like that type of individual. And if he was an internet predator, you would be hearing about it from more than 2 or 3 people. Especially when John has the platform width that he does. It's just... And deletion, to me, is not necessarily evidence of guilt. Embarrassment is not evidence of guilt. Okay? So if Peter got embarrassed by that channel because all these people are taking a critical eye to it and coming at him sideways about stuff that John has manipulated, it doesn't mean he's guilty. It means that he doesn't want to be overanalyzed and bullied and sent death threats for something that somebody else blew out of proportion, because we all know that happens. And I really believe that if that was Peter's Tumblr and he deleted it, that's what he's trying to do. It's not guilt. He just doesn't want to be harassed by the people that believe John off the street, because there's plenty of people that do. I mean, because there's plenty of people that don't watch YouTube consistently and don't know what he's capable of. All they see is this young guy he looks so young, and he's so pitiful, and he's so sad, and he's coming out about this big scary man that he's talking about is a dom, and blah, 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 blah. That's is disgusting to me. It really is. It really is. How could you ruin somebody's career like that? Or at least try to, because it's obvious there's plenty of people that have come out and supported Peter. And I'm really happy about that, because I cannot stand bullies. I cannot stand people that take advantage of something and use it against somebody else. I cannot stand people that lie. I can't. I cannot stand people that invalidate true victims with made-up victimhood. Okay? And John going on about his personal opinion and you can't change that and blah, blah, blah. You're right. You cannot change my personal opinion that you are trash and that you are lying. You had a chance today to come out and tell the truth and to clear the air, and instead you kept up with this inflammatory narrative that Peter is doing stuff that he obviously isn't. And then this whole, like, I mean, I've watched Here for the Tea's videos pretty much since I started watching YouTube. I don't have a problem with her. I don't know any of these people personally. I have like 30 subscribers. Okay. I don't know any of these people. Alright? So, but I do know the situations that have happened because I've paid attention to them. And here's my thing. What's going on between, or what happened between you and Here for the Tea has nothing to do with Peter. The only reason that you're bringing her into it is because she is aligned with Peter. And you want to paint him as the type of person that keeps company like that. I don't believe that she knew about anybody grooming anybody else. I believe that she probably just was in an uncomfortable position and did not want to get involved, which I understand. I completely understand that. Some people do not want to go and get involved in stuff that they're really not sure about because they know that they don't have credible sources. I don't blame her. John is the type of person that seems like he would bite at the opportunity to get anybody in trouble. And that's my honest opinion. And that is really what cemented how much I think this isn't true. Whenever he repeatedly played Sam talking about, oh, I don't want to, or I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say anything. That's childish. If you're serious about what you're saying, stop being childish. Act like an adult. Give real proof to somebody who matters. I don't care if you don't think that the police are effective. There are other people that will go to the police. There are other people that will go to outlets that can take care of this problem. That is a stupid fucking excuse. And I don't feel bad for saying that. I don't. I really don't. And I don't know any of these people personally, but I can tell you, I do not believe that John is telling the truth. I don't. And I think that this Let's Talk About the Truth today was complete horseshit. And I think that him including that stuff about Here for the Tea cemented it. It really did. Because you're trying to paint Peter as somebody who aligns themselves with somebody who is okay with that. And the constant, oh, he's a dom and blah, 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 blah. That message that you screenshotted allegedly from somebody who is going through that is so aligned with your narrative that it's too coincidental. It's too coincidental. It's just not believable to me. Okay? So, that's how I feel. Critical thinking, you guys. Much love for Peter. Much love for Peter Mon. I pray for him all the time that this situation is getting better and that he does not let this trouble his heart. Because the people that do take the time to critically think and learn stuff about people and real bad people can see that this isn't true. And that's all I have to say, really. I'm sad that a platform that I really have loved watching and always wanted to be a part of has turned into something so tragic. It really is tragic that people like John are given a platform to bully other people, because that's exactly what he is. He's a bully. He is childish. He is a bully. I do not hate him. I do not hate John. I do not hate anybody. So just be critical thinkers, okay? And give support to Peter, because I feel like he needs it right now. And that's all I got.